I've not done one of these in a while. This is Freestyle Qigong. Qigong translates into life energy cultivation, and it relies on a few principles. These principles primarily are gentle stretching, gentle strengthening, breathing, relaxed, comfortable, low impact movement. So, yeah, I'm just gonna start. I go. See, it's been a while. Like I said, I'll talk while I do this sometimes. I'll sometimes not talk so much. But this is freestyle, as in rather than traditional Qigong, which is sort of a set of forms or moves. Freestyle takes the basic principles and utilizes them. So right now I'm rocking back and forth with my legs, and my knees are bent. And do this at your own risk, by the way. Try any or all this at your own risk. So, and I've used the metaphor before, if you are cultivating a garden, if you are weeding the garden, watering the garden, fertilizing the garden, you are cultivating the life of that garden. So in that sense, of course, eat healthy foods, but as far as a physical thing, to cultivate your own life energy, gentle stretching and gentle strengthening and breathing can all help make that happen. That's my understanding anyhow. So I'll do this anywhere for, between 1 minute and 30 minutes. And I'm just sort of trying to do what feels good. Trying to use the principles of gentle stretching, gentle strengthening, and then just sort of listening to my body. It's a little like dancing, it's a little like yoga, it's a little like Tai Chi, but it's its own thing. Originally, I was sort of jokingly referring to this as American Freestyle Qigong. It's sort of a poking fun at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because, well, I'll make a whole different video about that maybe. But so my knees are bent. I'm moving my weight. I'm just doing what feels good. I really recommend practicing Tai Chi or Aikido. I'm certainly no master at either. I've practiced Aikido for nearly a decade, Tai Chi for nearly 2 years. I've done various other things. I did judo for about 3 years. I found judo to be the sort of most impactful on the body, the hardest on the body personally. That's just me. But it does, and ironically, it translates to the gentle way. But, oh. And of course, if you do this, you're tightening and contracting the different muscles of the hand. If you do this repeatedly, eventually your hands will get tired. I guarantee that you can do this long enough. Well, that you can potentially do this long enough to get your hands tired, or at least I guarantee if you do it long enough, your hands will get tired. Personally, me, I can do this maybe 100 or 200 times, and then my hands start to feel a little weird and tired. So I figure it feels like good exercise. So that's what I do. It feels good to do. Oh. There's a set of books called The Course in Miracles that I am quite fond of. I've studied them for about 8 years now. They were published in the 70s originally. They've had various versions published since then. But there's a principle in it, which is that we need do nothing. Specifically, it's stated in the book as I need do nothing, referring to the reader. But, of course, that can be extended out to be thought of as we need do nothing. And I like that idea. It's sort of, I guess, to summarize it or quasi-translate it, it means to, have faith in God. God has your back. The Holy Spirit has your back. I think Google Ventures recently announced that they're starting a new company called Calico, which means California Life Company, that may try to combat the diseases of aging, which would be a good thing. There's an organization called SENS Research Foundation, which is attempting to conduct research that may allow humans to live for centuries, perhaps even millennia, to stop and reverse human aging. And SENS stands for Strategies for Engineered Negligible Sustenance. Also, I recommend that you read books that were written by Thomas Szasz. His last name is spelled S-Z-A-S-Z, Sam Zebra, Apple Sam Zebra. He wrote about 35 books, and his books include such titles as The Myth of Mental Illness, Psychiatric Slavery, Insanity, the Idea and Its Consequences, Psychiatry, the Science of Lies, The Second Sin, Fatal Freedom, the Ethics and Politics of Suicide, I think that's correct, Suicide Prohibition, The Shame of Medicine, and I've just listed off about 8 books. And again, there's about maybe 27 more. But I recommend you read those. He wrote one called Our Right to Drugs, The Case for a Free Market. And this psychiatrist, Thomas Szasz, advocated for outlawing the insanity defense and civil commitment, and also repealing all drug laws, pretty much. So that's my understanding. I recommend you study the things he wrote. There's no sense reinventing the wheel. He pretty much, I think, lays forth pretty solid lines of philosophical, moral, and common sense, in certain ways, sorts of reasoning as to why he believes the things he does. Although my one or two critiques of his works are, I think he relies too much on his atheism. He's an atheist, I'm pretty sure, from what I've read of his readings, and I think he uses that as sort of a point of bias, and a point of unrecognized bias, or at least unstated bias. I think it's implicitly pretty obvious in a lot of what he writes, but I don't think it helps his arguments or case, personally. And then also, there was something else, but that's the big one. As I understand it, rotating the body is good for the body. I've heard that it helps detoxify. Feels good. I can hear little clicks as I do it. I'll end it there. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, watch my other videos, visit my websites, Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night, whenever and whenever you may be.